Good morning, Metaverse. It's another episode of On OpenSeas with your host, Prof. Today, it's October 5th. Bitcoin, big moves over the weekend, so I'm sure most of you know since we're late to the game here. We've broken 50K. Ethereum's at 3.4, so crypto's on the rise again, which we love to see it. As every day, I tell you, we're not here to talk about crypto. We're here to talk about NFTs and hopefully artwork. Wonderful news is that today we've got great top 5 artists for you. The collection brought in a total of 130.09 ETH, which is about 400K today. First collection on the board is called Somewhere in the Universe from an artist called Moy the Painter. I want to say this is like a watercolor sort of style, but they're clearly bringing in some other stuff before they digitize it. Moy the Painter seems really interested in astrological and mythological sort of topics and themes, because everything sort of revolves around like the Book of Enoch. So the top collection from yesterday was called Alien Shadow, and I really like this piece. It went for 3 ETH, but if you notice, the human inside of the alien, sort of like the blue blob with the shadow behind it, it's almost like the alien shadow is larger than life and much bigger than the alien itself, which is very humanoid in nature. Are they saying a larger thing about, obviously, us being aliens? Maybe not. But anyways, this was Moy the Painter. So we'll go on to number 2 for today. Blocks collection number 2 from a Scottish artist by the name of Harvey MCM. They have a cool clothing line, so go check them out. But yeah, Harvey MCM does a lot of work just essentially creating these stained glass effect pieces from a bunch of probably storybook, comic book, and pop cultural heroes that you know and love. So the one today, I think King number 8 for 0.5 ETH. It sold yesterday. One of the things that Harvey does that I really like in the other pieces is not there so much is she'll distort one of the eyes and use sort of like the stained glass frames to bring it down a little bit. For some reason, it's not in this piece. So I really like the stained glass style of this work, and it's really unique to kind of piece these together and fractalize the work. I haven't seen a ton of pieces in styles like this, and in a very jigsaw-esque way. I like it. All right, so our third project on the board today is CatDirty, and CatDirty is an artist that will leave you tripping. Maybe not literally, but at least visually as you look at the work. Everything's so vibrant and like, I don't know, that neon color that really just pops out at you in sort of a toxic way. Characters remind me of like something like Lisa Frank, but on mushrooms. I like it. This art is fun. It's not like a traditional serious style of art, but it gets you excited about the NFT space. And like these are kind of stuff that like as a child I would have loved as like a poster or as like a notebook for school or some shit like that. What we have on the board today is a piece called Honey Dripper, that sold for 0.45 ETH. Is this the Doodle Jump character? But this artist has a really fun collection, so there's not a whole lot to say about the merits of the work, I guess. I would love to see some of these characters come to life in more of an animated setting, to just give them more depth and like a personality to connect with them more. But they are really fun to look at, and they're cutesy, and I think they appeal to a lot of people. It's pretty expensive, obviously, for what it is, but as we continue to make the use case for NFTs. So our fourth collection of the day is also our top seller, and it comes from a collection called SouldCurryArt. I wasn't able to find the artist's name, but honestly, I didn't dig that far. They were my favorite artists of the day. They're doing that sort of Basquiat style that I tend to like, but you see artists do things in the same style as other people, but when there's a great artist, I don't know what it is when you look at the piece, but it separates itself. It differentiates itself from the pack. And these pieces, when you look at them, you can tell they're somehow of a higher caliber or higher quality. What I think it is actually in the toning of the colors. My fiance said it best. It's like when you hear a great song and then they change the key from major to minor and all the notes go sad and then it just elevates the whole piece. That's what I think is going on with this artwork. So the top sale from yesterday, titled Dreamcatcher, went for 1.25 ETH. It's not my favorite piece of the whole collection, and rarely the top sale ever is. See sort of the contrasting elements and sort of the abstract nature of the piece that I'm talking about that makes it a little Basquiat-esque, but at the same time, it's not in that like really overly vibrant neon tone that the rest of these pieces seem to be in. It's undertoned with sort of a sadness, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just sadness, and maybe that's who I am as a person. But this piece pops so much more for me than the rest of the ones I see like it. So SouldCurryArt. If you can get in on this collection, go after it. This is an NFT to hold. Our last collection on the board today is titled CANdroids. And CANdroids is from an artist who is clearly also skilled in software development. So they're doing the AI regenerative thing, and they have a couple of different unique elements going on. Like you can take two CANdroids, smash them together and get two more CANdroids, but the first two CANdroids you use to get the new CANdroids can never be smashed with other CANdroids to create new CANdroids. And if that's really confusing to you, yeah, it was confusing to me when I read it too. But anyways, these are not robots in disguise or any other sort of cartoon reference. It gives me a really dystopian tech, Eastern culture is dominate us type vibe. So the top sale from CANdroids yesterday was for CANdroid B032. Which sold for 0.35S. To be fair, I would rather have a BB-8 or an R2-D2, but I guess this works if you're into collecting images of robots, but like really distorted ones. Here's what I'll say about this piece. You can't really fully appreciate it because there's a lot more detail in the animation, so definitely go check it out. Thank you for watching another episode of Stay tuned tomorrow for another episode. And most importantly, stay tuned tonight for another episode of Culture Horror in your inboxes, probably sometime between 3:30 and 4:30 because no one reads their email at 8 p.m.